Starland Breakfast with Rosie, Will and Daisy.
Yes, and also Dyson Heppel in studio. Thanks for coming in, brother.
Good on you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
It is good to see you. Retirement, Will, as the great man has just started to experience.
Yeah, well, I was asking questions about has anything changed in your life so far? Because, I mean, obviously not playing at the highest level. You've done it for so many years. I imagine there's got to be so much discipline, self-control around what you eat, when you eat, what you drink. Like, is there any treats that have already started to get back into your life?
I'm not too bad on the sweet tooth, but I have had a probably chocolate every night after dinner, and certainly more beers in an afternoon than I have in previous years. But it has been nice to relax and look. It's you go through your little ups and downs in terms of emotion since hanging up the boots, but all in all, right now, in a really good space and just it's just so grateful reflecting and looking back on the career.
And like you have that opportunity now, because a lot of players say it as they're going through it. You say you don't have the opportunity while you're playing to really appreciate what it is that you've done. Now that you've had a little bit of space to reflect on your career, what are those thoughts that come to mind?
Yeah, I think coming towards once I made the decision and announced to the playing group and the broader footy community that I was hanging them up, just the overwhelming support and love that I received was just incredible, just way more than I could have ever expected. And I think once we all finished up and the post season celebrations were all done, I was sort of reflecting on that and going far out. Like footy's just been an enormous part of my life, but just realising the impact that you can have on others as a footballer is quite incredible. And I've been so special to meet some amazing people, and the kind of crew that have got in touch has been really overwhelming. It's been great.
The love that was shown was never more evident, though, in the back 2 games of the season where it was looking like you weren't going to get a send-off game. Were you sort of in the camp of give me one, I deserve one, or were you more rolling with the punches as sort of you generally do?
Well, you sort of roll it, but I'm a competitive bugger too, Days. Like it was, I was setting myself to play. Yes, I had announced a retirement, but I'd put in a bank of work. My body was feeling fresh and I was primed and ready to go. So, but, you back the decision of the coaches and you roll from there. So, in terms of missing the 1v Swannies, would have been amazing to play in front of the home crowd and say a thank you. But, look, got the one up in Brizzy and gave it a good tilt up there. So that was all she said.
Yeah, gave it a good tilt. Best on ground.
Yeah.
So, probably proved he could have played the week before, Daisy, but that's not for Dyson to say.
This is for Dyson to say.
Well,
However we can say it.
As we said, everyone went into bat for me, and that was nice itself. So, yeah.
Joined by Dyson Heppel this morning.
Who is doing some amazing work outside of football, and you have for a very long time with a little buddy of yours called Harrison. Now, we weren't quite across his condition. Could you share a little bit of light across that, but also your relationship with the young fella?
Yeah, awesome. No, thanks for bringing it up, Daz. I think, so winding back a bit, so my grandmother passed away from an autoimmune disease called scleroderma, which is a type of autoimmune that can attack any major organ of your body. And so my Oma passed away from scleroderma, and once I got drafted and came on the AFL and I became an ambassador for the Scleroderma Foundation, there wasn't much knowledge or awareness around the condition. And through these avenues, I got to meet little Harrison Pennicott. He was 5 at the time, mad little Dons fan. So they brought him out to the club, and H-Man turns out he's the youngest in the world to be diagnosed with scleroderma.
Wow.
And just seeing the character on this kid who had been through so much adversity at such an early stage of his life, and seeing his vibrancy and exuberance and his just joy for life was incredible. And over the years, he's now 12. He's smashed through every life expectancy barrier he's been given. And he's just got this incredible outlook on life. And we've formed an awesome little friendship over the years, along with my partner, Kate, and his family. And so with Kate, we came up with an idea. We thought, look, how can we try and make as big an impact on this guy's life as we can, as well as trying to raise as much awareness for scleroderma itself. And we came up with a concept with this little clothing label. And H-Man loves his little drawings and artwork, so he's designed all the graphics for the kit. So they're all his little drawings, all in his handwriting and things like that. And yeah, we launched it, H the label, it's called. Nice. We launched this sucker a bit over a week ago. And we got him to write down a massive bucket list of stuff he wants to tick off in his life. And some of the proceeds will go towards ticking off his bucket list items. So it's been a fun little project, and H is pumped, and it's we've got had a great amount of support backing it in from the early days, including your good self grabbing a hoodie and a couple of teas, my man.
Well,
Yeah, incredible.
Daisy, this is like, I mean, I'm just getting tingles listening to that story. Like,
Oh,
I mean, I think it's incredible. And I've seen you and H on the TV together, and it seems like you have an incredible friendship, and he seems like a wonderful kid. But also, this gear is unreal. Like, you're wearing it, Daisy's wearing it. It looks so good. Like,
I
this
love it.
stuff is, it's really
To
fashionable
the point
stuff.
of you were asking where was the hoodie from.
we love
With
that.
no
That's
idea.
I literally
great.
this morning when he came in, I was like, "That's a good hoodie."
love
Where's
it
that
when it's
from?
good.
I'm all right with that is across a lot of the gear. Is that
Yeah,
a phrase that he lives
Just a
by,
little,
or-
just a little saying. He's got a few different little just slogans that I've picked up on over the years, and we just thought we'll slap a couple on the kit. And this little face itself is probably that'll be the main sort of highlight of the brand itself. And yeah, I thought that was a sick little drawing that he did. So it's been fun, really fun.
And what is the status of this condition? Like, is it something that there is, a lot of research around? Do they know what causes it, how they can best treat it?
No, so that it's a lot of it is around trial and error now, especially with Harrison. He's in at Royal Children's Hospital every 2 to 3 weeks. He gets this treatment called ECP, where they take his blood, put in some good properties, spin it down, pump it back in, and he's also really prone to staph infection. So the poor little man, when I met him, he had most of his fingers. He's had a lot of infections in his fingers, and he's now down to about 4 fingers that he's had to have amputated and things like that. And this is the type of bloke. Like, we came in and I visited him after a time he had to get one cut off, and he said, "Oh well, like, who needs fingers anyway?" And I'm like there pissing myself, but going, "Are you kidding me? Like, how's the outlook on this kid? He's just incredible." But
Mate.
there is becoming far more awareness to the condition itself, and the researchers, they're pumping away at trying to find a cure for it.
Geez, you're a
the
good
stuff
bloke.
is incredible, and this is such a good cause.
it's
Everyone
awesome.
should
It
get
really is.
behind it.
Yeah, jump online, hthelabel.com. More with Dyson Heppel on Triple M Breakfast next.
Like it?
I'm slamming that. That's how I was literally saying. It's very good.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got our friends from Inglewood Coffee delivering coffees and making them in the office for everyone for the week of Grand Final week.
So
How
good. It's actually a really, really good cup of coffee.
Yeah, jump online, inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. They do coffee subscriptions.
Offering 55% off home coffee subscriptions at the moment, which is fantastic. Grand Final week. We are all up and about. Finally, it's come. It's been a bit of a... Prelim finals was a little bit of a letdown in the lead up, but the game's unbelievable. As a retired player, and I don't know if you guys know this, you get to go along, you get invited to the game, but you do the lap of honour, and then you get to sit back in a room with the rest of the retired greats.
Is that right?
And just rip in.
So all the retirees together in a room.
Yeah, it's pretty
Irresponsibly
nice.
too. Like most of the
Oh.
time, it's encouraged to be. Actually, I think I have to say
I think-
responsibly.
Yeah. So I guess I assume that Dustin Martin's leaving his car in the car park at the MCG again.
Uber it. But are you looking forward to that?
Oh, I really am. No, it'd be awesome. And I didn't know this prior either, but so getting the invite to the to the function and the little lap of honour in the back of the Hilux would be pretty nice.
That's really incredible, like that opportunity to say goodbye to the fans. Are you normally a person who would go to the grand final if you're not involved? Like, some players don't want to be involved in the grand final if they're not there.
Yeah.
Is it something that you enjoy?
Yeah, I really do actually. I love footy itself, and I take the old man to the granny every year. So we've gone every year since I've come, and the old boy would tuck into a couple and have a good day. Would have loved to be out there at some point, but never got the chance.
Well, the Bombers are still a chance this year. That's a complete lie.
got?
We'll have
We've
to
got
drug
tickets to
test
the Olympics as
that.
well.
You're unreal.
At the Brownlow?
Yeah, unreal. Okay.
But who do you think's winning and why? Are you leaning one way or another?
Oh, look, you would like to think Sydney's in the box seat here, but geez, it's been a funny season in itself. So just games that you wouldn't thought would go one way, go the other. So, look, I'm actually going to tip my hat towards Brisbane.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if Brisbane win, who is the player that's made that happen? Who wins the Norm Smith if Brisbane win?
Yeah, it's a big call, but I think ex-teammate of mine, Big Joey D,
Yeah.
I reckon if he fires up, if Joey can kick 4, they win the game.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
put
Joey
4.
kicks 4, maybe does a little bit of like ruck work, right?
Yeah, a bit
They're
of a
going to have to
combo.
bring that.
Was
yeah, I
he
can see
a
that.
unit at Essendon? Like, did he still not have a tally? And when he was at Essendon, did he try and live in South Australia or something?
He was always left to centre, Joey, doing his own thing, the boy. But no, we love that about him. He was just doing his thing, and look, I think getting up to Brizzy as well is giving him a full, he's right in his element, to be honest, living in the hinterland of Byron and trekking down and dominating, so doing his thing.
Good
Dyson
man.
Heppel, it's been an absolute
Yeah.
pleasure, mate. Your career is one to be absolutely celebrated. I hope that in retirement you get the opportunity to reflect on what you've meant, in particular to Bombers fans. I know you were through some really hard times at the club. You were a beacon for them and a great leader of the club. So congratulations on a wonderful career, mate.
Good on you, mate. Very kind words. Thank you, boys. Appreciate it. Thank you.